Have a very good afternoon, everyone. The objective of these videos that I am going to start uploading to social networks comes from the idea of debunking some myths and some misconceptions about some issues that have to do with law, especially criminal law. I invite you well in advance, and I welcome you all. This initiative also comes with the intention of clarifying some ideas to people who do not have knowledge of law to guide them, and why not? To accompany them in life situations that sometimes are difficult for us to go through. Well, then there are different life situations, illnesses, okay? Yeah? So, there are different life situations, illnesses, well, the trial, especially the criminal process, the divorces of which there are many, but even more I am going to emphasize the criminal issue because it is what, ultimately, is what most affects the most. In the sense of what we call in law, the protected legal being, which is the affected one, then you will be able to understand me a little more, because perhaps this terminology of a lawyer can be a little complex to understand, but I will try to be as accessible as possible so that you can understand and clear your doubts, especially about these situations, and with respect to criminal law, which, for example, deprives people of their freedom and is a very difficult situation for the person to go through regardless of whether we later analyze the reasons for detention, what is usually called precautionary measures, which is to ensure the presence of the accused, who is the person identified in a process as the alleged author. Sugist author, I want to highlight because perhaps there are many myths and a lot of confusion regarding this also in the civil part, which is not the criminal, obviously, but it is another subject of law. Divorce, for example, that greatly deteriorates not only the person within that process, but also emotionally. A breakup, there is a situation that afflicts the person, but in my capacity as a lawyer, the idea is to be able to guide them and clear up some doubts and questions that may be confusing, questions of ignorance, to accompany them and guide them in this exciting world that is the world of law. Yes? Above all, criminal law. But you can clear up doubts about other matters that you have concerns about, and that is the idea of this space, which is aimed at people who are unaware and who are perhaps affected by this type of situation, and that are involved in a criminal matter or in some other matter that can also be debated or asked, and to clarify these doubts, and also, why not? As a university professor who is also oriented towards students who have some need to clear up some doubts, some question that can also be provided with a tool to be able to undertake that beautiful preparation that is a preparation for a future legal professional. In this time, I will review a presentation. The videos are going to consist of very short videos, okay? I have noticed that little time has passed so as not to bore you and in short to welcome you. I hope to be useful to you. To your liking, we will walk and clear up some questions of much consultation. In the office, people come and consult very basic and elementary things. What about perhaps ignorance of these generates fear in the family members, in the person involved, who is subject to a process or a prejudicial circumstance? For example, perhaps we can talk about the issue of document letters, something like, how do they work? What are they for? And in general, they are prejudicial and even non-judicial tools, and what people may not know is that receiving a document letter does not always mean that there is a judicial issue behind it. My advice is, always, whenever you receive the notification or wherever it is at your home of a situation in which you are involved, immediately notify your trusted professional who will surely be able to guide you in the way that I intend to do as well, and more in the specific situation in which they find themselves. May you all have a very good afternoon and are very welcome to this space.